All right, I'm going to run through some exercises that I think could help you if you are a runner and trying to strength train. I know this comes across as like, I don't need that in my life, but guess what you do? So we're going to do a proper warm up, and I just have a fabric band right here. It's non-slippy, and so you're just going to wrap this around. Notice I am wearing my Converse. Just going to wrap this around, and you're going to give me, let's do like 30 seconds of actual, just a glute bridge. So you're here, your feet are firmly planted. You're just going to come up, squeeze your glute, and bring it back down. And your knees are shoulder width apart, so you're creating resistance in that band. And you're going to feel it. You're just activating those glutes, the hamstrings. Today we're going to solely focus on hamstrings and glutes because I feel like it's so important for runners. I feel like a lot of times runners are very quad dominant and they don't focus on the posterior chain. And I think in general, as society, we focus heavily on quads. We hardly ever focus on hamstrings. And if you have a desk job, you're sitting all day, you're shortening the hamstrings, you're shortening the glutes, and then you're shortening the lower back. And that's how you get low back pain, or you're having some weird funky pain on that posterior side. All right, so we've done glute bridges. Now you're going to be here in a bridge, and you're just going to open and close. And you don't want to like go fast, but like open and then close, 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 close. You're going to open, close, 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 close. I like to keep the muscles under tension, and it just really activates everything, and it will burn for sure. Maintaining that glute bridge, your head is relaxed, shoulder blades on the mat, and you're going to be here. And then we're going to come into it. You're going to come down, go into a glute bridge, open, shut, down. Your feet are firmly planted on that mat. And you're breathing because that is super important. I never know what I sound like at the gym because I wear those big beats. And I probably sound like a freight train. But to be honest, I just don't even care anymore. I'm like, I'm training, I'm in the zone. Let's go. All right. So you've activated hopefully your glutes and your hamstrings. If you have a bench, you can use a bench. If you do not have a bench, you always have a couch. If you're at home, you can grab a kitchen chair, just put some padding down. Like the bench is nice because it is padded. Just gonna bring it here. We're gonna do a glute bridge. I'm gonna turn it so you can see. Not like the best angle for you, you know? Okay. Of all the things. All right. Shoulder blades are on. If you want to know where to firmly plant yourself, usually your bench doesn't move, but your back is against the bench. Your glutes are pretty close to the bench. Your heels are planted, and your shoulder blades are going to come up onto the bench. I always hold on to the bench. You're here. Your chin is tucked. You don't want to be here. You're tucked. Your glute and your hamstring are secure. You're tight. Like your core is engaged, to be honest. From here, you're going to come down, and you can just start here and do a glute bridge, squeezing your glutes. You're not hip thrusting. You're keeping everything engaged. And when you come down, your head follows, and then you're here. Pause. So you're doing like a tabletop. Pause. Let's just do 10. You can wrap a band around your quads if you would like. All right, there is 10. Now we're going to go into a single leg. This one is going to burn and you want to slow it down. So from here, one leg is going to go up. So you're going to be here. I'm going to take my right leg up. You're going to come down. I always kind of tap my heel and then bring it up. Squeeze that planted leg and that glute. And you're going to bring it back down. Your head is still following. You're going to feel this. Let's just do 5. You can always do more. Just trying to give you a general idea how to activate the glutes and the hamstrings without any weight. You have a body, use it. Legit use your body. All right, that is something you can do at home or at the gym. Activate your glutes and hamstrings. You can even do that before you go running. This is a strength training one for your glutes and hamstrings. And I'm not sure why I'm out of breath, but I am. It's fine. Everything is fine. If you have dumbbells, you can use a dumbbell. Maybe I will show that. If you just have a single dumbbell, do it very carefully. But shoulder blades are up on the bench. Sometimes it hurts your hips, but that's okay. You're here and you come up and squeeze. And you can also grab 2 dumbbells if you would like. And you're just going to be here and squeeze. It's not a rushed move, to be honest. All right, that is 10. You can always come down. You can roll over, set the weight down. That's the safest way to do that. I have here a J-Flex. Love it. You can unscrew it and you can place your dumbbell in there, which I love because then it creates a bar. Oops. Sometimes you get a little finagle a little. So this gives me a effect to have a bar outside of the gym or at home or wherever, to be honest. I love this thing so much. I have 25s. I want to say I've used heavier weights in here, but we're just going to do 25s. I also have an extra padded mat. I don't love this one, but it's the one that I have, so we're going to use it. But anything with extra padding, I have bruised myself pretty bad before, so that's always fun. All right. I'm like, I wonder if those are going to be annoying on my hips. You know? And move them to the outside a little bit. There we go. All right, we're going to do the same thing on the bench, but with a bar or a hip thrust. You can always do it on the ground. If you don't have a bench, you can just do a bridge. If you have a box, like an angled glute box would be the best, but if you have a bench, use it. Get yourself set up. Use my elbows to like wiggle yourself down. Isn't like super heavy, so it's okay. Just make sure you're in a good position. Come down, press up and squeeze your glutes. Woo! Usually I have something behind me, like a wall. Finch is moving. Usually I have a place against the wall. For time's sake, you'll understand. Just do as many, I'd say do 4 sets of 12 to 15, or 3 sets, do 12 to 15 reps. Like just kind of fill it out and see how you're doing. If you're newer to strength training, obviously it's going to be a different fill. But that's going to work your glutes and your hamstrings a lot, and in a good way. Our next move, I'm going to take these out, is going to be a deadlift. But we're going to do a single leg deadlift. You could have both weights. I'm just going to hold one for time's sake. But we're going to do a split stance. So one, my left leg, like all the weight is on my toe. My right leg, the heel is loaded, shoulder width apart. You are going to come down. You could pause and then come up and squeeze with that leg that's planted. You're down, press, squeeze. You're hinging. So it's like you have a broom from the base of your neck to your tailbone. You're not rounding, you're not arching, you're just hinging right here. And then you can switch. Weight goes about mid-shin, come up. Doesn't have to be fast at all. This is just a good hamstring glute exercise. Let's do one more. Perfect. All right. All the things that are going to be fantastic. Just trying to look at my notes. All right. One thing I've been seeing floating around, this is not on the posterior chain, but on, I've seen a lot of people come to me and they have shin splints, or they're like, myself included. One thing you can do is get a kettle. I just have a 10-pound, so we'll see how this works. It might be too heavy for me. You're gonna put it on the end, sit at the bench. You're gonna bring it down, extend, and flex. You're going to fill that in your tibialis, and it's also going to strengthen your quad, those muscles around your quad. So we focus on hamstrings, but I also want to focus on your tibialis, because I feel like a lot of people get injured or have shin splints because we're not developing that tibialis anterior muscle or the calves. Like we just kind of avoid the smaller muscle groups. And I'm like, hello, they still exist. We still need them. And you're not rushing it. And I think it's good for ankle stabilization, to be honest. I think all the things are fantastic. So those are a few things that you can do just to get kind of started working the posterior and tibialis anterior. You can also do calf raises, which I love to do. If you're going to do calf raises, like do it when you're brushing your teeth. Like hold onto the wall, you're brushing your teeth, you come up, it's slow, 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 slow. Like really think about it when you're like your habit stacking. So it's like, okay, I'm going to brush my teeth and I'm going to do calf raises. That's like 1 minute of calf raises, which is fantastic, but you're not like sitting here like pounding it out. You're just going slow and methodical and thinking about it and bringing them up and bringing them back down. So you're going really slow, focusing on those calves and just strengthening, because you are working your whole lower body when you are running. And your core, your psoas, like you're working the whole gamut. So strengthen it so it feels better, so you'll be injured less. So I hope this video helps you. I'm going to go in more depth of things that you can do for quads, hamstrings, glutes. I'll have to work like a whole nother video where you can do it at the gym. I love the cable machines. The Smith machine is also a great option, but this is just for home. If you have dumbbells, you have some bands, if you have a chair or a bench or a couch, you can totally utilize all of that. One more exercise that I wanted to go over was a Bulgarian split squat. I know it gets a lot of bad rap because it's the Bulgarian and it hurts and it sucks. And I'll be honest, do not love them, but I feel like they're very effective. But there are two types of ways that you can do a Bulgarian. One will work your quad and one is going to work your glute and hamstring. I'm just trying to figure out the best angle here. There you go. I'm not going to use any weight. This is how I find where I need to be for a Bulgarian. I sit down on the bench, I extend my leg, and then I stand up. That's all. I'm going to plant my right leg. My left leg is going to go up on the bench. And sometimes that felt really close, but it's right. So you're at a 90. You can come up and put that foot on the bench. If you're focusing more on your quad, you're just going to go straight down and straight up, pressing through that front heel that is planted. If that seems too close, you can always come out just a little bit. It's like you want to get nice and low. Your chest is tall. All that weight is in that front heel and you're pressing up. You're going to feel that more in your quad. If you want to feel it in your glute hamstring, you're going to lean forward more, like you have that broomstick still from the top of your head down to your tailbone, but you're going to come down, leaning forward, and usually I keep my shoelaces on the bench, and then you come up and press. And you're pressing in this right glute hamstring. If I were to switch legs, you'd be here. You're still leaning forward. Your emphasis is this glute and hamstring. You're going to come down, and you're going to really press through that heel. You should feel your glute activate. Like you can touch your glute and activate it and see. You're like, oh yeah, totally feel that. And just start here until you can feel it and then add the weight. And you're going to feel it. So remember, quad is more upright. You're going to feel that in your quad. Leaning more forward. Your core is still activated. You're still down here. You can pause and press. And you're going to feel it activate heavily in your glute and hamstrings. There's a reason why people hate Bulgarians, but they work. If you want to work your glutes the most, Bulgarian split squats and hip thrusts. Cannot emphasize that enough. Those are the two exercises that you need to be doing the most on repeat. So your glutes activated, it's going to help you run. Hamstrings are activated, it's going to help you run. You're already quad dominant, so focus on the glutes and the hamstrings. Like when you're sitting here, you're shortening the hamstring, you're shortening the glutes, you're shortening that lower back. And that's where most people get back pain. They're like, oh, it just hurts. So it's like you want to create length in every aspect of your body. And it's amazing. And you want to be pain free when you're running. So try those things. You can do each exercise 3 to 4 sets, 10 to 15 reps. Just kind of get a feel for it and see how you're doing and write it down, track it, and let me know how you're doing. I want to help you so you can run and be pain free, but also enjoy it. Like, I don't love running. And so I'm trying to find ways where I can enjoy it a little bit more because I'm not in pain and hating it. And it's fun to see how lifting has helped my running immensely. And so I really do hope this helps. If it does, hit subscribe. You can share it with your friends that are runners and just leave a comment below if you have something negative to say. Don't want to hear it, but God bless you, and I hope you have a great day.